All right. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. This is Dr. Larry White, Sr. It's that time. It's Sensational Sunday with Mr. Concierge, and it's just been a great week. We have an exciting show planned for you tonight. But first, I just want to just say thank you to everybody, even our special guest tonight who purchased my book. It is about entrepreneurship, community partnerships, my life journey as an entrepreneur. So I just want to encourage everybody to go to www.VIP Events with an S, that's VIP Events Concierge.com, and just hit the book now, purchase the book, and it will inspire you. You will be connected, you will be inspired, you will be empowered. So God bless everybody for the advanced purchases. I will have a book launch November 8th from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. hosted by Dr. Tashika Green. And we're looking forward to seeing everybody out there. Libations in Millersville, Maryland, 6 to 9 p.m. red carpet. Madeline Woods from BET will be in the building. I'm really excited to see her. She's done some wonderful things with Donnie Simpson and Death Row Records, all that good stuff. And I have a special VIP guest coming. I can't tell you her name right now because it's a surprise, but everybody stay tuned for November 8th launch. Now listen, we have a marvelous young lady, and she's gorgeous too. She's beautiful on the eyes, I gotta tell you, everybody. But Diana George, I had an opportunity to meet Diana George a few weeks ago at my 4th annual Congressional Black Caucus. She had on this beautiful white dress. Shout out to Dee Bowden who made that connection, and I am developing a business partnership with her. And so without further ado, I'd like to bring her on to the Dr. Larry White Show. Diana George, welcome.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Dr. Larry. It's my pleasure to be here. And once again, I just want to thank you. I love what it is that you're doing with entrepreneurs and getting them together and having those discussions and really supporting each other. And I see it in work with you. So I really want to thank you so much for the opportunity.
Absolutely. And Janice King goes, yeah, Diana is gorgeous.
Hi, Janice.
And so this is a question I always like to ask my special guests. You know, in 2012, I launched a business, but I was afraid of failing. So I probably should have started it a little earlier, but I finally got out of my comfort zone and went and started my business in 2012. And it's been great. I've had some ups and downs, but I haven't looked back. What inspired you to start your business? And just tell us a little bit of what inspired you to be a business owner, and tell us a little bit about who you are personally.
Sure, absolutely. So well, first of all, I have to say I love people. And I think that's one of the reasons why I'm in the industry that I am right now, is that I enjoy people, very outgoing, you name it. I like to go places, meet new people, and not afraid to do that. I love traveling. So I have traveled extensively around the world at different times itself. And I have friends from all over as a result of it. So I have a very close-knit group of friends from all over the country that live in different parts of the country as a result of it. But I think for me, because of my love for people and just working with people, I started out in corporate America. And one of the things that happened is I worked for a global company, both speakers. And one of the things that I was really impressed with is their human resource department at the time. And they really set us up as managers to win and really taught us what human resources was all about. And so as I started in my career itself, I always took everything that I learned in that venue and took it to heart and used it every place that I went. And I ventured out prior to my starting this business and was a consultant. And one of the things that I found out is that in order to really help business owners, you really had to address some of the underlying issues, which always went back to employees and employee relations. And so even though they may have wanted marketing or other things, I had to go back and help them with where they were right now and help them with those issues. So at some point I just decided, you know, I guess I'm supposed to be in human resources. And so I stayed there, and I have to just be honest, I love it. I love working with people, and I love the result of it when done correctly.
Well, you know what, I teach in my workshops, Diana, not just being able to make money. We all got to make money to pay the bills, but being a problem solver. And that's exactly what you just stated of what you do with human resources in your company, which we're going to dig into here shortly. But I tell entrepreneurs, once clients can know that you can solve their problems, then you have them. They will constantly use your product and services. So as discussed, we have a few questions here that we have come up with. Let's start off with question number one, Diana. What exactly does human resources cover or do?
That's excellent question, because a lot of people don't realize the aspect or everything that human resources covers. So when you take a look at your company itself, it's really the heart of the company. It really stabilizes and it puts the foundation there for everything. So your human resources department is responsible for going out there. If you need people, they post to get those people, they interview the people, they actually hire them, they then train them, because onboarding is such a critical and key factor in doing that. And then they're there throughout the duration of the employee's employment there itself. And so it really is just what it says. It's human and resources. So you're the resource for those individuals. And so, you know, the real thing is being there for the people that's there, because people that work for you, they are your greatest ambassadors. They're the ones that set you up for success. And so you want to make sure those people succeed. So it does encompass all of that. It encompasses benefits itself, compensation, employee relations, onboarding. And unfortunately, sometimes there are those disciplinary things as well, but it is the whole scope of that employee and everything that can happen with them.
How long have you been in business for yourself?
I started my business just recently in January. I have been working in corporate America for a very long time. And to your point, it was one of those things that I really felt like I could no longer have the impact that I had before, the impact that I wanted to have. And so that really prompted me to step out and really be able to talk about and share the things that I'm very passionate about, that I think really make the difference when you have a successful human resource department or it's done correctly. So I took the leap of faith. I stepped out and I said, you know, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it the way that I know that it should be done.
Absolutely. Same here. I made a lot of money for a lot of different companies and decided to branch out on my own. So great minds think alike. And shout out to Dee Bowden, who has joined us. What a blessed spirit. Dee, you're so much fun to hang out with. I see you all over. If you're not at New Psalmist or hanging out with me at the all white party, you're living your life, young lady. You are living your life. Next question for Diana George, our VIP guest here tonight on the Dr. Larry White Senior Show. As a business owner, what has been some of the challenges you faced?
As a business owner, I think some of the challenges that you face is just putting it in place and just making it happen. You get up every day and you're passionate about something. And that's the good thing about it, because of the passion that's there and you're excited about it, you continue to get up. But you know, you have those days where you run into those brick walls, so to speak, or things don't necessarily go in the direction that you want them to go. But it really is a matter of persistence. And so I just would encourage anybody, if you have that dream, if it's something that you're really passionate about, just continue to be persistent about it. Just keep following, and you just get up every single day. You put one foot in front of the other, and you start to see what's really happening. And people can see when you have passion about something, because it just comes natural to you. And so it's just waking up every day and doing what I do best. And that's when I see the most results. So, you know, not worrying about, okay, what I didn't do, but taking a look at, okay, what I did do and I did correctly, and just keep moving forward. And so I would suggest that and encourage that to all business entrepreneurs and everybody working on their business out there. It's very important to have that mindset.
Absolutely. I couldn't have said that any better, Diana. Wonderful answer. This is one I really like. Can't wait to hear what you have to say on this one. What has been the greatest success you've ever experienced?
You know, I've had a lot of successes, and I have to say this, that in my job as a human resource professional for, you know, many years now, sometimes there's good and there's bad, you know, and when I say bad, I mean, sometimes you have to do disciplinary action, and I've had to unfortunately let people go. But one of the things that I can say is when you do that with respect for the individual, and then they turn around and thank you for it afterwards, I think that's a good indication of that I'm doing something right. And so I had let somebody go and in the organization, and he called me back about a month later, and this person was so excited. And he said, I just want to thank you because you really gave me what I needed to get out there and find what I was really going to be passionate and happy about. And so what happens a lot of times is most people know if they're innately happy with the job that they have, or if they're even doing a good job. And sometimes they're not able to step out themselves or confront whatever that situation is. And if you can help them to make that decision, and then they go forward and then find something that they're really passionate about, it sticks with you. And when you can have those conversations afterwards with something that can be a pretty difficult situation, a rough situation, and really let you know that you're doing the right thing itself, because it is all about people at the end of the day.
Yeah, I had a conversation with a colleague this weekend. Had to let some people go this past week myself, and you do it with integrity, but people pretty much fire themselves. I've never been in a situation where I was let go and didn't see it coming. Therefore, I try to prepare myself to make my own exit strategies. But it is tough a lot of times, Diana, to work in an organization, the disciplinary things, but it's the necessary thing. I've been walked to the door from some Fortune 500 companies, and they all see me now, and they're like, Larry, we knew you would be great. You came in, and I was an IT professional for 30 years, and I just really wasn't passionate about it. I did a great job, but I always saw I could do better on my own. So absolutely, good point on that. And I'm glad that individual called you back, because that was something they needed to get to the next level and walk in their purpose. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And if I could just say something else on that, one of the things that as an employer that they have a responsibility to do, it should never come as a surprise to an individual when that type of situation happens. And if it comes to a surprise as an employee, that means that you really haven't done what you're supposed to do as an employer. You haven't followed up. You haven't had enough sit downs with them. You really haven't given them the direction or guidelines that they need itself. And so, to your point, when you said, okay, I kind of already knew, it's the same thing. If that person doesn't have an idea or they don't know, then the employer hasn't done exactly their job as well. And so that's what you try to get everybody to see. It's a partnership all the way around, as employee and as employer, and getting everybody to really work together.
Absolutely. Just a few more questions, Diana, and then we're going to segue into your product and services.
Sure.
How is HR handling sexual harassment and the Me Too movement?
Okay. Well, we've been talking a lot about the Me Too movement. We've heard a lot of things in terms of sexual harassment within this last year. We just had the Kavanaugh, thing that just happened. And so it really is on the topic and on everybody's mind. And so you have HR professionals, and they're getting in there right now, but I have to tell you, we have to do more. And so it really starts out with some important conversations. And it's not just the important conversations, it's putting things in place. And so you're going to start to notice that a lot more companies right now, a lot more states, in fact, the state of New York just put in place a mandatory sexual harassment policy for every business that's out there. Doesn't matter whether you have 1 or 1,000 employees, it's something that you have to do and be in state compliance with itself, as well as an interactive training. And so I really would suggest that all companies really think with this, because you really want to be able to provide a safe environment for your employees where there is transparency, where they can have those conversations, because that's going to help your company to actually expand. It's going to say that you care about what's going on. So if you're an entrepreneur, even right now, and you're just starting a company, you want to grow. You want your company to expand, so which means that you will have employees at some point. Start thinking about those things now. Start thinking about your company, your culture, how you want that to be represented, how you want to have a policy in place, how you want people to engage with each other. So it's the conversations that we should always have, and we should always have those in the very beginning. And so once again, this is another thing that shouldn't catch people by surprise. We should have things in place so that people do feel and they know that they're going to be protected, that there is somebody that's there that's watching out for them itself. And so everybody needs to do that. And when that's done, and it's done correctly by all, you have a responsibility level that rises from all individuals. So whether it's the employee, whether it's a manager, everybody is in this together. And so everybody says something because they see something, and then nothing gets out of hand. So it is a responsibility that's out there for employees, for employers. It's everybody, and we have to start with those conversations, which can be a little difficult sometimes because it's not the easiest topic to confront. But we need to start somewhere, and we need to have those conversations.
Absolutely. So tell us the name of your company, and also tell us what your website is and how folks can get in contact with you. Like like we're gonna blast this out on LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, and so we want you to tell folks the name of your company, your website, and contact information. So if they needed to hire your company, you personally for services, because as a small business owner, we all need to work together. But tell us the name of your company and your contact information, including your website and phone number and information.
Sure. The name of my company is By George HR Solutions. So my name is Diana George. It is By George HR Solutions. And my website is www.bygeorgehr.com. And you can reach me at solutions@bygeorgehr.com. And certainly if anyone has a question in terms of sexual harassment or any type of HR issues, please definitely reach out to me. I would love to hear from you itself. And I also have on there, you can download a free copy of The Way to Happiness. It's a common sense guide to better living so that anybody can use it. It can be used in the workplace itself. And there's 21 precepts on how people can use it itself. But I want to hear from people. I'm very passionate, as you can see, about HR because I think it's the fundamentals and basis of everything that we do. And so certainly as an entrepreneur, I want to make sure that businesses get it right and they get it right the first time itself.
Absolutely, Diana. And what a nice name for your company to depict who you are in your name. My company is VIP Events Concierge, and the word concierge is to be of service. It's a French word for to be of service. And that's what I was passionate about. So obviously, when you thought about naming your company, you were passionate about how it would relate and, you know, to you personally. And I always encourage people, be passionate about what you're doing, because if you're not passionate about what you're doing, regardless of what it is, you just kind of seem to have a hobby, you know. One last question, Diana, before we get you out of here. What would you say to that individual that is sitting on the fence, want to write a book, want to start a business, but they just can't really do it there? They make excuses, but what advice would you give that young man, that young woman, millennials, senior citizens, someone is like, you know, Diana, Larry, I really want to start a business. What would you give us some inspiring advice that you could give our listening audience if they want to start their business?
Sure. So I think Nike said it best. They said, just do it. And I think that, you know, you don't want to look back in life and say, I wish I could have, should have. And so if you have that thought, there's something that you feel that you can offer, you just go ahead and do it. And you will learn how to do it along the way. There'll be people that will come in your path that will show you how. You will make some mistakes, but you learn from those mistakes, but you take your experiences and you make them work for you. But remember, sometimes what you have as an idea in the business that you have is not just for you, it is to serve people on that other end. And so being able to get out there, know that you have an opportunity to help other people. And so, you know, just get out there and just do it and just make it happen for yourself.
Absolutely. I agree with you as well. We do have to, sometimes there's some pain in that purpose to get us in the right position. I call it the 3 Ps: pain, positioning, and purpose. So you got to go through a little pain to get to the position you want to get to, and also where you can be in position to go out and do your God-given talents. I always tell people, and it's in my book, I talk about it a lot, is we all are blessed with God-given talents. Whether we use those or not, that's the key. Because I messed around a long time, not walking into my purpose, not using my God-given talents. When I realized around the age of 35, I had a knack for connecting people. I had been gifted to connect people, and I tell them, I'll pack the room with some great people so we can have the conversation. Talk about the Me Too movement. Talk about sexual harassment. You're that professional that's an expertise in that arena that can help people. So that's been my gift, is connecting people. And I started an event planning company so I can have events to connect people. And so I'm doing that through the events, doing it through the radio, doing it through the book and everything like that. I'm just so proud this is my first book, and I thank you, Diana, for purchasing it. I know you're going to have a great time reading it. But listen, I want to thank you so much for coming on the show giving us these great golden nuggets. And shout out to Dee and everybody that's
Hi, Dee.
listening. Everybody's listening to us. So again, I want you to have a blessed week. I know you're busy. We're going to try to figure out a way to have our meeting and continue the partnership that Dee has blessed us with to connect. And, you know, I want to say shout out to Source Nation. All the information that you have given us has been put on the screen. Our producer over at Source Nation, Tracy Jeffcoat, she's just done an amazing job. And I just, again, Diana, I just want to congratulate you on stepping out into your purpose and starting your business. And I wish you much, much success.
Well, thank you so much, Dr. Larry, and thank you so much for everything that you do. And congratulations once again on your book itself. I'm quite sure it's going to be a #1 seller. I'm excited and look forward to getting mine and reading it itself. So thank you once again. And I look forward to doing some other things with you.
Absolutely. I'll be emailing you, and thank you again. And again, the book is on sale. Your copy goes out tomorrow, Diana. I just got your order the other day. Some of the shipping is coming in a little slow, but I've ordered some more books. I'm looking forward to seeing everybody November 8th for the book launch. Listen, it's going to be great networking. We're going to have a great time out there, hosted by Dr. Tashika Green. She will be there. And again, Diana George, I really look forward to partnering with you. We've got our 9th annual holiday cocktail reception and toy drive coming up. Oh, Janice says.
Hi, Janice. Thank you so much.
Janice, I knew this would, when I met Diana George a few weeks ago at the Congressional Black Caucus, very articulate, very sharp. I mean, I always talk about people that are very intentional, and you were very intentional. And it's like, hey, you know, we had a talk to Dee, and I apologize to Dee. I got caught in a moment, and I had so many speakers, and I said, you know what, no, we got something even better. We're going to have her on the show. But the other piece is that we're going to continue to try to put you in some circles and network with you. And we just really appreciate what you're doing out there to help corporate America. We all need HR. All of us need HR services. You know what I mean?
Yes, absolutely.
Absolutely. Well, look, that concludes our show for tonight. We did finish up a few moments earlier, but I just want to thank our special VIP guest tonight, Diana George, who has blessed us with a lot of information, her website, all of the information she's given us. And you all will be blessed to get the link to hear this playback. And so again, shout out to Source Nation, Tracy Jeffcoat, and her whole staff. Thank you for tuning in to the Dr. Larry White Show. Have a blessed week, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you.
Get at me for beats, yo.